The time of chocolate and tears has returned.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone! Last year, we made a list of Pokemon that we thought were the least likely to get dates.
In other words, the ugliest.
So, if you haven't seen that video, I suggest checking it out. Just keep in mind that it was made last year, so it won't have any Alolan Pokemon on the list.
Though I can think of a few that deserve to be on there.
This year, we decided to show our appreciation for Pokemon that we think represent all that is beautiful about the world.
This is TheXploder,
And Steel Fairy,
with our top 10.
prettiest Pokemon.
Note, pretty does not mean the same as cute, so while some Pokemon, like Chinchino, were considered for the list, we decided that they belonged more on the list of cute Pokemon instead.
So, if your favorite is not on this list, they may be considered cute or cool looking by us instead.
Now without further ado, here is the 10th prettiest Pokemon.
Misdreavus. While not as witchy as her evolution, you can definitely tell that Misdreavus is plotting something devilish. We chose her for this list because she has a sort of graceful air to her. With her long flowing hair and secretive smile, she kind of looks like the Mona Lisa.
See, Misdreavus for me is a very, very curious Pokemon. It's got that beauty factor simply because of those eyes. Them eyes. And she's a right tease. But the trick is with Misdreavus, will she ever please? So the only reason why I see her at number 10 is very straightforward. The tease that may not even please. Well, she pleases on the battlefield, sure, but can she please outside of it? Well, hey, you know what I'm saying, boyos. Number 9, Suicune.
The embodiment of the North Wind himself. Suicune represents the pure waters and crystalline ice of the Arctic environment. Now, I may be a little biased since I love anything ice or winter related, but Suicune has a quiet strength about him that makes him beautiful to me. He is legendary that I know I would not have to fear if I saw him in real life.
Okay, I get it. Suicune is in fact a guy, not a girl, but still, Suicune is a fantastically beautiful design. Curves, water infused, very good stuff indeed. And in all honesty, even if Suicune is a guy, Suicune is still best waifu of the Pokemon world, especially when it comes to the legendaries. So, regardless, Suicune for best waifu.
Cresselia. Cresselia reminds me of a mix of soft Arabian colors, and like something you would see from the Kirby series. She shines in stark contrast to Darkrai with a very bright and feminine design that also has an otherworldly effect with the shape of the face and pupilless eyes. It is a strange beauty, but it is the strangeness that makes her beautiful.
You see, Cresselia for me is a very nice design. Again, another big emphasis on curvature, but then her design is very beautiful indeed, because it's kind of like the mix between a Picasso with like a duck. And it works. It really does work. But the only reason why Cresselia is low on this list is because the design can get a little bit too tricky in comparison to some of the other Pokemon that have more simplistic designs and look way more beautiful because of them. Number 7, Espeon and Umbreon.
And speaking of the moon, we have the two evolutions inspired by day and night. We had a really hard time deciding which evolution to include on this list, but after much deliberation, we came to the conclusion that some of the others are better suited for other lists such as cuteness. Espeon and Umbreon are equally beautiful in our eyes for various reasons.
Of course, we had to put some evolutions onto this list, and who better than the best double set of evolutions that came out during the time of Johto, Espeon and Umbreon. They're both gorgeous in their own right. One represents light while the other one represents darkness, and whilst they're both beautiful, we can't especially come out and say which one is the most beautiful. So it's just fair to say that both Espeon and Umbreon deserve to be on this list.
Gardevoir. The design is inspired by vintage European fashion and has an emphasis on modesty, which can be alluring. Hair covers one side of her face, adding to her mysterious appearance. The Mega Evolution adds spikes onto both sides of her face and redesigns the dress to be larger and more like a wedding dress that trails along the ground. It's gorgeous! I personally prefer the Shiny's black and blue colors.
You can't do a list of most beautiful Pokemon without Gardevoir. Gardevoir, from the top bottom, is just beauty. Victorian style dress, she's the belle of the ball, she's ready to go in there and claim her beast of a man. But she's only number 6, because quite frankly there are Pokemon that look better than Gardevoir ever since Gardevoir became a thing. Number 5, Frostlass.
On the other side, we have a Pokemon inspired by Japanese mythology. Inspired by the Yuki-onna, the snow spirit that appears to people lost in the mountains, Frostlass has the red obi that the spirit is often depicted with in art, and a white kimono with blue accents. Though she hides her face, her grace shows through.
Now you may be thinking, why is Frostlass more beautiful than Gardevoir? For one simple reason. While Gardevoir is a very nice Western design, Frostlass is a very true Eastern design, and we personally love that more. The fact that it has an emphasis on a kimono style, whilst also going true to Eastern style mythology, just makes Frostlass that little bit more beautiful than that of Gardevoir. So sorry, but if you're taking someone to the ball, I'd rather take me a Frostlass than a Gardevoir.
Milotic. Milotic is definitely mermaid inspired, with long fins that look like hair and a slender body and tail that ends in a large fan-like fin. Its eyes are often described as being like jewels because of how they shine. It is one of the longest serpent Pokemon. That means one shaped like snakes, so don't say Whale Lord. And it can twist gracefully through the water. There's something symbolic about such a beautiful Pokemon coming from one not so pretty.
Milotic now comes into play with the dragon-type water Pokemon, the elegance in snake-like design. And Milotic does a very good job. The fact that Milotic has a lot of different rainbow colors going on makes it stand out with a long waving hair, definitely makes it a beautiful Pokemon indeed. But is it as beautiful as number 3? No! And speaking of number 3, here they are. Number 3, Dragonair.
Another serpent Pokemon. Dragonair is the jewel of the sea and sky, because it can apparently fly with those tiny wings on its head. Dragonair was my favorite Pokemon as a child because its blue and white body with its deep magenta eyes and the jewels and wings make it absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, Dragonair is more beautiful than Milotic. But why? Because Milotic has to refer to the long hair and the multicolours in order to be beautiful, whilst the original Dragonair is a very simplistic design, even in shiny form, that just stands out, grabs your attention, and exceeds that of beauty before becoming a fat boy in its later evolution. Quite frankly, if you want a great Pokemon from Gen 1 as your beautiful partner in crime, Dragonair should definitely be on your cards.
Primarina. Primarina has eyes like glittering jewels, hid underneath long white eyelashes, and a cute seal-like face with a smile that makes anyone who looks at her smile too. The color palette brings Seafoam to mind, which helps complement her gentle appearance. The shiny is even more like a mermaid, replacing the bluish-green fins and hair with a pale yellow to look like blonde hair. She looks like summertime.
Finally! Finally! A beautiful water starter in a Pokemon game! It only took you how many years? But in all seriousness, Primarina is gorgeous. It's like going to the opera and you're welcomed by Primarina going only with a better voice than I have. Primarina sums up everything that's beautiful with a Victorian classic style operatic thing going on. She is great, she is beauty, you will have her as your starter because Poplio is the underrated gem. But sadly, Primarina is not number 1. Number 1 goes to this guy. Number 1, Alolan Ninetales.
Ever since Fairy type became a thing in Pokemon, I had been asking for and waiting for an Ice Fairy type. I finally got it in the place I least expected. A Generation 1 Fire type's Alolan form. It has everything I could ever want in an Ice Fairy type. Light, wispy fur that flows mystically in the wind, light blue and white colors, and a certain glow to it that makes you sense how magical it is. It is majestic and wonderful, and I love it.
Okay, I get it. We're gonna be seeing it in the comments. We're gonna see everyone going, "Oh my god, but Alolan Ninetales just came out!" And we understand that. Alolan Ninetales is guaranteed like one of the newer Pokemon that has just came out due to that of Sun and Moon. But you cannot put away the fact that Alolan Ninetales takes the design of regular Ninetales, which is already a gorgeous design based around that of Kyuubi, and takes it to the nth degree. By switching it from a fire type to an ice fairy type, you've instantly made it more beautiful. And the design itself is gorgeous, with nice, flowing themes throughout. If you want the premier, most beautiful Pokemon on the market, you have got to put money in and time to capture yourself an Alolan Ninetales. And of course, a special shout out for Coughing, who is completely adorable in comparison to Trubbish. Because I love Trubbish, but at least Coughing's more adorable. You're just rubbish. So thank you guys for checking out on our top 10 most beautiful Pokemon for Valentine's Day. We hope you have a fantastic day, and if you have any opinions of your own as to which Pokemon are the most beautiful, why don't you put them down in the comments below. Of course, all of this is all opinion based on us two, so don't take them for granted and all that jazz. It's just a fun little thing, it's a fun little bit of collaboration, and you gotta love that. By the way, if you want to check out either of our channels, it's down in the description below for you guys to check out. Until next time, I'm TheXploder, and that was Steel Fairy, and we'll see you guys next time.